displacement? I think it is.
Oh, and Marina Mabry's going to get ejected. If the officials saw that, Marina Mabry is going to get ejected.
Well, they're going to go and look at it. Look at Mabry.
I want you all to pay close attention to this play. The media keeps showing you from this backside angle of this play, Jacy Sheldon. And then Marina Mabry comes in and just bulldozes Caitlin Clark while she's trying to recover from an eye gouge from Connecticut Sun player Jacy Sheldon. Now watch it. Look at this play right here. Look at it. See, there goes the eye gouge. And see, they stopped right here, right there. They stopped it. They stopped rolling the film because at that angle, you will be able to see Jacy Sheldon initiating the contact. She initiated the contact. Now, back to this play here. They keep showing you this play from the backside where it makes it appear Clark is overreacting to this play. And then Mabry comes up and it appears what she's doing is justified because it looks like she's protecting her teammate, but her teammate was the instigator and the escalator in this entire event. The reason why I'm using that terminology because when I introduced the rule adjudication by the crew chief, Ashley Gloss, you're going to see that Jacy Sheldon should have been ejected right here during this play. When you watch this play from this angle, it appears Clark is overreacting. And that's why the media is showing you this play from this angle, because they're trying to paint a dark picture of Clark. It makes it appear like she can't take the contact and she's overreacting on this play and she pushes Sheldon. And then, of course, we know what happens next. Mabry comes in and looks like she's protecting her player. But Sheldon initiated this entire fiasco. Sheldon gouged her in the eye and then, during a dead ball, contacted her again. Now, again, as you listen to the adjudication of crew chief Ashley Gloss, you're going to see Sheldon should have been ejected after this play. In an interview after the game, pool reporter from the Indy Star, Chloe Peterson, asked crew chief Ashley Gloss some questions about how she adjudicated some calls versus other calls in this game. Now, I'm going to go back to the beginning. I'm going to go back to a second question, and then I'm going to come back to the others. Now, let's look at where she says in the fourth quarter, this is about Sophie Cunningham. In the fourth quarter, why was Sophie Cunningham's foul upgraded to a flagrant 2? Ashley Gloss answered, we felt that contact by Cunningham was unnecessary and excessive. You got that in your heads. Okay, now let's go to the last question. Why did Jacy Sheldon and Lindsay Allen get assessed technicals for fighting? Ashley Gloss, the altercation that occurred after the foul by Sophie, we ruled it as a fight. Sheldon and Lindsay Allen were both escalators in that altercation, and therefore they were ejected for fighting. Now, we're going to go back to the beginning of this interview. Question by Chloe Peterson. Why was Jacy Sheldon's foul upgraded to a flagrant 1? Ashley Gloss, in the judgment of the officials, because it took them forever to look at all of this, the foul by Sheldon was unnecessary. The contact to Caitlin Clark's face, furthermore, there was a wind-up and impact, and the contact to the face carries a potential for injury. Keep that in mind now. They upgraded to a flagrant 1, which is a technical. And then you're going to have contact after the hit to the eye. Contact during a dead ball, which carries another technical. She should have been ejected after she bumped Clark, after Sheldon hit Clark in the eye. Let's move to the next question about Mabry. What went into deciding Marina Mabry should get a technical instead of something more severe like an ejection? The contact made by Mabry did not rise to the level of an ejection. Additionally, it did not meet the criteria for a flagrant foul penalty 2. Now, I'm about to button this up. Let's go back to the question by Chloe Peterson about Sophie Cunningham in the fourth quarter. Why was Sophie Cunningham's foul upgraded to a flagrant 2? Answer, Ashley Gloss. We felt that contact by Cunningham was what? Unnecessary and excessive. Let's keep going. Question, Chloe Peterson. Why did Jacy, Sheldon, and Lindsay Allen get assessed technical fouls for fighting? Ashley Gloss. The altercation that occurred after the foul by Sophie, we ruled it as a fight. Sheldon and Lindsay Allen were both escalators in that altercation, and therefore they were ejected for fighting. Now, you have 3 criteria: unnecessary, excessive, and escalators. Marina Mabry's contact to Caitlin Clark is 2 of those 3 if you want to say anything about it. She meets 2 of the 3 criteria. But if you see in her earlier question, she said she saw nothing that Mabry did to elevate it to a flagrant 2 and eject her. This is the problem with the WNBA officiating and the media as they collaborate to make this seem like this is okay. And then in the interview with Monica McNutt, I'm going to show later, you're going to hear some outlandish nonsense about what she thought about the play. She thought that Sophie Cunningham should have gotten ejected. Now, according to this same crew chief, Ashley Gloss, nothing should have happened in either case. But they took action against the Fever.
Tonight beyond the pale, or was that just good, hard, competition?
I'm okay with it. I think, again, you got to look at the history, right? Jacy Sheldon and Caitlin Clark, the 1 and 5th draft picks of last year's draft. There's history there. I'm not saying necessarily history in terms of it being nasty, but there's just history in terms of them playing against one another for years, right? You get a little scrum here. Each teammate comes to their other teammate's rescue. Marina Mabry, like I said, is someone who does not back down from this sort of thing as well. I thought it was adjudicated fairly. Could we have done without it? Yes, but I, Greeny, continue to say competition is not always pretty and buttoned up, right? And then I think the other part too, as Caitlin continues to matriculate through her WNBA career, if you have a mic on her in game, she's a trash talker too. And so I'm okay with competition. I didn't like the play by Sophie Cunningham. I thought the teammates coming to their respective teammate in the first little scrum was okay. I did not like the play by Sophie Cunningham.
Never has someone been so appropriately named. Monica McNutt. She has no problem with the contact after being gouged to the eye, after being bumped by the same player who gouged her in the eye, and then by another teammate who pushes her, shoves her to the floor. That's competition. That's just good-spirited competition. But the foul by Sophie Cunningham, she says she didn't like that. You heard her in her own words. Remember how the ref adjudicated it? Unnecessary, escalating and excessive. Unnecessary and excessive, and an escalator. How could you look at Marina Mabry's contact? How could you look at this play and say it was neither unnecessary, excessive, or escalating? But that's how they treat the Fever. And not only on the floor, but in the media. The media plays a huge role in this nonsense. And all of this is coming from the front office. It emanates, in my opinion, allegedly, from the front office. If you agree with me, subscribe. If you disagree with me, subscribe. Trolls are welcome. That's all I have for you right now. Like, comment, and share. I'm out.